Okay, what we're going to be looking at is this poem. This poem is called Booker T and Webb. You're going to be talking to your partner because these guys, most people get them confused, but I promise this poem will give you clarity. I'm going to do a little stanza with you, and then you're going to talk to your partner, and then we'll do the next stanza, talk to your partner. So it says, "It seems to me," said Booker T, "it shows a mighty lot of cheek to study chemistry and Greek, when Mr. Charlie needs a hand to hoe the cotton on his land. And when Miss Ann looks for a cook, why stick your nose in a book?" Okay, there's a lot of in rhyme. Yes, it's very Dr. Seussy. But I want you to talk to your partner about what is Booker T saying that African Americans should focus on and not focus on. So talk to your partner, what should African Americans focus on and not focus on? Okay, so what is he suggesting that African Americans should do? Work. Okay, like what kind of work? Cook, housework? Okay, is this work that's different from what they're used to? No. So prior to this era, if we were before Civil War, what would we say? Hoe the land and cook be. What type of labor would that be?
House.
Field, in the field.
I'll say cook. Oh.
Cook. If they were in the field, what does that mean they were? And what if they're in the home? House slave. So basically, Booker T is saying that they should be in the same work that they were before the Reconstruction, right? And what shouldn't they study? But what does that mean? Don't tell me chemistry and Greek. What kind of school? What kind of education is that? Higher education. So where's higher education attained? College. So Booker T is saying they should not go to college, right? And they need to stay maybe in like traditional jobs. Okay. Eventually, Booker T is going to create an institute called Tuskegee, which is a vocational school. Many of you probably heard of Tuskegee because of the Tuskegee Airmen. But that's a vocational job if you go to become a pilot, right? You go to pilot training school. Can you all tell me some other vocational jobs? Vocational jobs where you have to go to a technical college to at least get a certificate. Plumbers. What else? Welding. Yes, my father-in-law is a welder and he makes good money. Really good money. Way more money than I make as a teacher. But it was a technical school 1 year. Plumbers, electricians, right? So he is going to argue that African Americans should go into technical schools, okay, or stay in some type of service, right? Okay, we're going to look at the other guy. It says, "I don't agree," said Webb. "If we should have the drive to seek the knowledge of chemistry or Greek, I'll do it. Charles and Miss can look another place for a hand or a cook. Some men rejoice in the skill of the hand, and some in cultivating the land. But the others maintain the right to cultivate the brain." So talk about what type is he focusing on, and what is he going against?
So his is like the
You're gonna see all of
opposite.
this.
The other dude, like he thinks that they should go to school and all that, and work on their brains than working for other people.
It shows me that. I saw here. It's where Dale's gonna be on right now. Okay, so what does Webb say? What should people be focused on? What should they be focused on?
Higher education.
Higher education. Okay, but is it like purposeful education? Looking at chemistry and Greek. Is that purposeful? No. Okay, it depends. But are most African Americans while studying chemistry gonna go be out chemists and doctors? Like, Greek, are they gonna be able to go teach that? So this is a very elite education, right? So you have to understand a little bit about Webb. He went to Harvard. He's gonna be one of the first African Americans to go into Harvard. Do you think that all African Americans, that a venue is gonna be available to him? No, but is he encouraging a very elite type of education? He's saying African Americans, they should be able to, and we're eventually gonna realize that he's gonna propose a policy called the talented tenth. That the talented tenth of the African Americans should be able to go and get this elite education. Okay? Do they have different views on education? Okay, let's look at the next part. It seems to me, said Booker T, that all you folks have mixed the boat, who shout about the right to vote, and spend vain days and sleepless nights in uproar over civil rights. Just keep your mouth shut and do not grouse, but work and save and buy a house. I want you to talk to your partner about what is Booker T saying is not important and what is important.
He's saying like civil rights and the right to vote is not that important, but you should just work and save your money so you can get your
Okay, so what is he saying that is important? What should they be focused on?
work.
Well, work, why? Why should they be focused on work? So they could what? Okay, so I know he's saying work, save your money, buy your house. So why? Why is that important? Okay, what is he saying is not important?
Voting and civil rights.
Voting and civil rights. Why would he be saying at this time that voting and civil rights is not important? What background and history does he have that he can make that assessment that he's saying you are in vain who spend days and sleepless nights? Why is he saying they're in vain? What do we know historically? Them trying to get their civil rights and voting, 14th and 15th, that he's saying this is vain. Don't spend your time that. What is going on historically?
Like at that time.
At that time. What do y'all know? That he's saying, look, don't do that. They're doing this against y'all, and y'all are trying to get the right to vote, but they're doing this.
Like political machines?
Not political machines, to African Americans.
Oh, the literacy test and stuff like that? Are those
The what? Literacy test? What else?
The grandfather clause?
Grandfather clause? Isn't that vain that they're spending all of this time, but there's a grandfather clause literacy test? He's saying, don't focus on the right to vote, because are they gonna let you?
No.
He's saying, what should they focus on? Working, making money. Why is making money important for them? Why do I come to work? Like, really, like, I could live, pay bills, right? I love teaching, and so I eat, drink water, survive. Okay, so he's saying, what should they focus on? Their family. Because if you spend all of your other time working on civil rights, are you taking care of your family? But think about this. Let's just say they get their money. They have their house. Would their money talk?
Yes.
Could eventually they use their money to be able to gain their equality? Okay, so here he's focused on political equality or economic equality? Economic. Okay, so now let's read the next little portion. It says, I don't agree, said Webb, for what can property avail if dignity and justice fail? Unless you help to make the laws, they'll steal your house on a trumped up clause. A rope is tight, a fire is hot, no matter how much cash you've got. Speak soft and try your little plan, but as for me, I'll be a man. It seems to me, said Booker T. I don't agree, said Webb. Okay, so now what is Webb focusing on?
Political.
Okay, he's focused on political equality, right? He's saying what is important to him. voting, why is voting so important to him? He's saying if you don't have the right to vote, what can they do to you?
Take your house.
They can take everything away from you. Okay? Okay. They can take everything away from you. Okay, so looking at this, who wants to focus on politics? Is it Webb or is it Booker?
Webb.
Webb. Who wants to focus on economic equality? Booker. Who wants to focus on higher level of education?
Webb.
Who wants to focus like on vocational? Booker. Who do you think, and I want you to talk to your partner, who do you think has the tougher path? Okay? Why would they have a tougher path? Talk to your partner who would have a tougher path.
What would have a tougher path?
I feel like, yeah, Webb, because they've been dealing with this for years, trying to get this and it's not working. People, the people and like congressmen, they keep trying to push them further and further away from getting equal rights, and they keep trying.
Okay, who did y'all determine has the tougher path?
Webb.
Webb. Why do y'all say Webb?
Because everything's against them.
Everything is against them. Okay. Who do you think is more acceptable to Southern whites?
Workers.
Booker. Why do you think Booker is more acceptable to Southern whites?
They agree to work for them.
He's staying in the workforce for them, right? Is he challenging them like by trying to move African Americans up? Are African Americans still staying on the bottom of the pyramid? Yes. And so the one that is the less radical is who? Who's the less radical?
Booker.
Booker. Who's the more radical? Who's the one who's focused on politics?
Webb.
Who's the one who's focused on economics?
Booker.
Do they both advocate for education?
Yes.
Yes, but are they different types?
Yes.
Who's the one who advocates for university education?
Webb.
But is it for all African Americans?
No.
No. Who's the one who advocates for technical vocational?
Booker.
Booker. Who do you think is going to create the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People? Webb. Webb creates the NAACP. Okay? So do y'all get a lot from this poem?
Mm-hmm.
Right.